Everybody was fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. And they were fighting.
So everybody, hi, I'm Matt Len. I'll be doing Chinese martial arts today. So this is Chinese martial arts. As you can see, a couple thousand people here doing Tai Chi. They're a little bit organized, I think. So why are they so into Tai Chi right now? Because in China, martial arts is a way of life. Alright, it's a way of life through its historic traditions, its applications in everyday life, and its influence on modern culture. So first off, its history. China was founded on military actions. You know, you can only govern what you can take by military force. So the martial arts became a big part of their training to learn how to do combat. So even though martial arts have been around for a long time, it was only first defined in 90 AD in the hand history bibliographies by Hentsu Yuanqi. And he first defined it with four major disciplines of archery, fencing, boxing, and of course football. So the first three were obvious applications, you know, wartime activities, killing people, you know, obviously. But the football game they had was a version of football, not exactly the same thing. It was more, you know, along the lines of teamwork and how to like control landscapes for, you know, attacking and defending on the field. So they were really into training, and they were so into training and making sure everyone was perfect that in 618 they even started regimental tests for every combat soldier. So obviously if you did good, you got promoted or something like that, but if you did bad, you got disciplined. Usually in the form of something like beatings or, you know, something like that. But they were so confident in their martial arts training that Ming Dynasty General Kuai Haiyang in 1558 went to a village and conscripted 3,000 peasants. Peasants just regular people, and they basically forced them to fight in the military. But the training was so good that they become an elite fighting force, something like, you know, the Marines for our army. And he used those guys to fight, you know, Japanese or even indigenous Chinese pirates. So applications in everyday life. You know, even though this is for war, it has various benefits from religious activities to exercise. So one of the most known religious practitioners of martial arts is the Shaolin monks. And they use Tai Chi and other forms, but mostly for self-discipline and meditation. But even these guys would get into the battles. And one of the most famous battles they did in 621 AD, they helped Tang Emperor Taizong quell a rebellion. And further efforts, they got the Shaolin Monastery that we all know of today. That was a pretty big battle for them. And today we use Tai Chi, something like this. You have a teacher and a group of people, and you do, you know, soft fluid motions, you know, connect your body and soul and really improve your flexibility and, you know, overall fitness. But one of the best ways to get in good shape for martial arts is through the combat sports, so, you know, something like kickboxing. And I do kickboxing, and coincidentally my sensei or teacher, Mike Holloway, toured around the country with Chuck Norris while in the 70s doing exhibitions. And during one of these exhibitions, he actually knocked Chuck Norris out. So if I had to think what this fight looked like, it looked something like this. So obviously that wasn't my sensei, that was Bruce Lee. But Bruce Lee is also a really important guy in the martial arts world. And he's been in a lot of movies, obviously, and he really revolutionized the way people look at martial artists and martial arts themselves. And with, you know, admiration and fear, both for Bruce Lee and for martial arts. And another really big important part of the martial arts is mixed martial arts, which is, you know, most apparent in the UFC. And the UFC puts on multi-million-dollar pay-per-view events, and there's just sanctioned tournaments of martial artists doing battle. Now, I've also did martial arts for a little bit, and whenever I get into the ring, I always do the same thing. I get into the ring, look at my opponent, rip my shirt off, and do martial arts, because martial arts is part of my life. It's also a way of life in China. It's a way of life in China through its historic traditions, applications in everyday life, and its influence on modern culture. Thank you.
That was just a stripper music, man.
Take a picture.